Arrays are widely used in PHP. The input from a form is stored as an array, and each row of a database search result is an array. In the file that I've got open here, the array elements are hard-coded above the doc type, but you often don't know in advance what an array contains or how it's structured. Thankfully, PHP has a built-in function that lets you examine the contents and structure of an array. It's an essential tool used in testing, and it helps explain how PHP sees arrays internally, making it easier for you to understand how to get the information you want. To display the contents of an array, you pass the array variable as an argument to a function called PrintR. And so what I'm going to do is, in the body of this page, I'm going to add a couple of pre-tags. Adding the pre-tags makes it easier to see the output of print_r in a browser. And between those pre-tags, I'm going to add my PHP block, and then between there will be print_r, and the argument will be the name of the array, which is flowers. So I'll save that page, then go to my browser, and we need to load that. It's localhost/exercises, and we're in chapter 04 and 04_02, and the name was examine array. And there we are. That is the array. Let me just zoom in a little so you can see it better. This displays the contents of the array, and each element has a number on the left in square brackets, and the value is displayed after the double arrow on the right. The numbers are generated automatically by PHP, and like arrays in JavaScript, the numbering begins at 0. The value in square brackets is known as the element's key or index, and you can use this key to access the element you want. So let's say we want to get orchids. Now the point is that orchids is the fourth element, but its number is 3. Its key or index is 3. So let's go back to our editor, and we will add another little paragraph down here, and then some PHP, and we will use echo, and so it'll be flowers, and then a square bracket, and then that index number, which is 3, and our closing PHP tag. And let's be very good with our HTML. We'll close the P tag as well. Save that, go back to the browser, reload it, and there it is. We've displayed the value of the fourth element. Although it's the fourth element, the index is 3. Now, if you add or remove elements, the numbers are regenerated. Similarly, they'll change if you sort the array. So flowers with brackets 3 won't necessarily always be orchids, but most of the time you don't really need to know the number of an element in an array, but in some cases it can be extremely useful. Later in this course you'll extract the color of an image from its file name by breaking the name into an array and selecting the third element. So let's summarize what we've seen in this lesson. The PrintR, print_r, function is a useful tool for examining the structure and contents of an array. In this example, we used it to examine a simple array called flowers and saw that each array element is identified by a number, which is known as the element's key or index. As in JavaScript, the numbering begins at 0. So the key of the first element is 0, the second element is 1, and so on. To access an array element, use the array variable followed by its key in square brackets. And although PrintR is useful for examining arrays, it's of no value in a live web page, but you might find that it helps solve the upcoming challenge.